That effort. It goes into another point you made. Actually, the next one I wrote down. Be present in your kids' lives. Be involved. I think a lot of men, they get stuck in these roles where you may not go to the doctor's appointments. You may not be involved in the day-to-day healthcare. But if you want to maximize your time with your kids, you need to know what's going on at school. You need to know what's going on medically. You need to know and be present at their athletic events, at their extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
So what advice would you have for dads who they've played the role of they've worked a lot and they maybe haven't been super active, and now they're facing a divorce or a child custody dispute? What advice would you have for them to get more involved?
Well, just like you were talking, make the time, but you also have to be careful about not trying to put on your cape and be super dad and having it just seem like you're just making a show. If you haven't been to any of those things, maybe have a conversation with the mom and, just say, look, in the past, I didn't attend as many of these different things because, we were a team and we were raising the kids together and things like that. Or that situation's changing now. And I'm going to start attending these things, but I want you to know it's not for show. It's not for play. It's not for advantage. It's just that our relationship as parents is changing now. And I want to become more involved and not put all the burden on you to keep me informed of everything that's going on. Show up for school conferences, talk to the teachers, get to know who they are. I'll tell you, when I have had cases against dads in court, and I've had them on the witness stand, I have asked them questions about the schooling of the kids. I have asked them questions about the dates of birth of the kids. And there is a certain group of questions that dads better be able to answer. They better know the name of the school their kids go to. They better know what grade they're in. And that might seem like so incredibly obvious, but dads can lose track of that stuff. Dad's like, well, I think they're in 7th grade. Well, no, the kid's in 5th grade, and when the kids are very young and they only have like 1 or 2 teachers, the parents, they should know who these teachers are. If they're in high school and they have like 8 different teachers throughout the day, maybe can't memorize all 8. But I think the viewers understand what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
Know who the doctors are. Know who the dentists are, so that when you end up on the stand, I can't yell that stuff out or hold up a piece of paper and show you the answer, sitting at the table while you're on the stand being questioned. But I'll tell you what, I've had opposing counsel just like lean their head forward and just scratch their head while I'm asking their client questions as simple as, what's your daughter's date of birth? And I share that to let the viewers know I've had the experience on both sides. So I've represented women, so I know certain things that are going to come up against men in the courtroom. So that helps me to represent the men better. So just make sure you know all these things. Don't seem like you're grandstanding. Don't. And when I'm going back to showing up at all the appointments and all. Don't go from being uninvolved, and all of a sudden now it's like you're trying to make up for 8 years or 12 years of inactivity. And also keep them on the ages of your kids. At a certain age, your kids don't want you coming to their annual doctor appointments, and they want a little bit of a sense of independence. But just let your kids know, if they're old enough to where you can talk like this to them, let them know that even though things are changing, the one thing that's not changing is your dad still loves you, and I'm going to be as involved and active in everything. I'm here for you. You can call me in the middle of the night. I'm going to answer that phone and be there for you. Mom and I are going to try and get through this as amicably as possible, and make sure that and this is really, really important for dads to tell their kids, make sure that your experience as a child, your childhood, is going to be as minimally affected as possible. And frankly, if they're coming from a high conflict situation, their childhood is going to be better with the parents separated from each other. The kids are better off being in 2 loving homes than 1 fighting home. Now, the other thing that I tell dads to do is, look, try and duplicate what's in the other home. For instance, if the kids have favorite games, favorite videos, favorite this, favorite that they like to have over at mom's home, duplicate that. Don't make it so that they can't play their Xbox or Nintendo when they're over at dad's because it happens to be over at mom's. Now, that's up to dad to decide how much screen time he wants to give the kids. But the point is, try and minimize the fact that these kids are caught in a divorce or a dissolving of a relationship that wasn't a marriage. Try and minimize the effect on the kids. One simple way of doing that: find out what their favorite foods are, find out what their favorite toys are, get them clothes. Stop worrying about, oh, mom, I'm giving her child support, she's got to buy all the clothes. Stop with that pettiness. Get some clothes, spend some money, do something above and beyond what you're actually required to do on paper, because you'll never get a thank you for doing what's on paper. And you'll never get any credit for doing what's on paper, because what's on paper is an order of the court. It's not being done by you because you want to. So, be generous with mom too. I mean, if you know mom is incurring some extraordinary expenses, whatever, help out with those things. A little bit of that kind of kindness goes a long, long way. Don't be petty. I tell you what, that should have been the first thing I said. Don't be petty, because you don't want to win the battle that we face in the courtroom and then lose the war with your relationship post-divorce or post-court, post-paternity, post-legitimation. And you don't want to lose the battle for the hearts and minds of your kids because you acted like a jerk while you're going through this whole process because you felt you were being wrong. And maybe you are being wronged. But the kids, they just want to live a happy, normal life and not be caught between parents who are warring with each other. They love you both. And either one of you could end up screwing that one up. And I'm getting on my soapbox and just going down because I'm thinking about all the cases I've had like that. I'm thinking, what would I wanted to tell these? Well, I did tell these guys while we're going through the course, but what would I want them to know before they even call me, before they even take action on their case? Hopefully some of you guys out there watching this stuff are going to take some of this advice I'm giving you, put it into place now so that I don't have to try and undo something, or Mark or one of the other attorneys you call, we don't have to try and undo the things that you've messed up because you're feeling hurt and aggrieved over the fact that relationship is ending,
Yep. We can't change the past, but you can change starting right now.
We can change the future. This is the past for tomorrow, for next year, for 5 years from now. So we can change the past. If you think about it from that point, this is next year's past. This is tomorrow's past.
Yeah, definitely.